Why were the firstborn sons sanctified in Israel? Is the firstborn a recurring Bible theme? Does it memorialize Egypt's firstborn? Did firstborn sons have a leading family role? Did they receive a double inheritance to compensate for looking after a widowed mother and any unmarried sisters? Was Jesus Mary's firstborn son? Is Jesus the firstborn among many brothers? Did he die so that we could be free? Let's look at Exodus 13. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Sanctify to me every firstborn, the firstborn of every womb among the sons of Israel, among people and animals alike. It belongs to me. What was that first month called? Is that where Tel Aviv gets its name, the Hill of Spring? Then Moses said to the people, Commemorate this day, the day you came out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery, because the Lord brought you out of it with a mighty hand. Eat nothing containing yeast. Today, in the month of Aviv, or Abib, you are leaving. Was this to be a mournful event or a joyful feast? You must celebrate this event in this month each year, after the Lord brings you into the land of the Canaanites, Hittites, Amorites, Hivites, and Jebusites. He swore to your ancestors that he would give you this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. For 7 days the bread you eat must be made without yeast. Then on the 7th day celebrate a feast to the Lord. Eat bread without yeast during those 7 days. In fact, there must be no yeast bread or any yeast at all found within the borders of your land during this time. Was this feast also to include teaching their children? You shall tell your son in that day, saying, It's because of that which Yahweh did for me when I came out of Egypt. It shall be for a sign to you on your hand, and for a memorial between your eyes, that Yahweh's law may be in your mouth. For with a strong hand Yahweh, or the Lord, has brought you out of Egypt. You shall therefore keep this ordinance in its season from year to year. What were they to do with the firstborn male animals? When the Lord brings you into the land of the Canaanites and gives it to you as promised to you and your ancestors, you should set aside for the Lord whatever comes out of the womb first. All of the first males born to your animal belong to the Lord. But every first male donkey you should ransom with a sheep. If you don't ransom it, you must break its neck. You should ransom every oldest male among your children. Was this to memorialize the tragedy of the firstborn sons in Egypt? In the future, your children will ask what this ceremony means. Explain it to them by saying the Lord used his mighty power to rescue us from slavery in Egypt. The king stubbornly refused to set us free, so the Lord killed the firstborn male of every animal and the firstborn son of every Egyptian family. This is why we sacrifice to the Lord every firstborn male of every animal and save every firstborn son. Was it necessary to wear religious talits, prayer boxes, or phylacteries? Or is the ceremony itself reminder enough? This ceremony will be like a mark branded on your hand or your forehead. It's a reminder that the power of the Lord's mighty hand brought us out of Egypt. Did they go the quickest route towards the promised land? When Pharaoh let the people go, God did not lead them by way of the land of the Philistines, although that was near. For God said, lest the people change their minds when they see war and return to Egypt. But God led the people around by the way of the wilderness toward the Red Sea. And the people of Israel went up out of the land of Egypt, equipped for battle. Did they fulfill Joseph's request from long ago? Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, because Joseph had made the Israelites swear a solemn oath, saying, God will certainly come to your aid. Then you must take my bones with you from this place. With what signs did God lead them along their way? They left Succoth and camped in Etham at the edge of the desert. The Lord went in front of them by day in a pillar of cloud to lead them along the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, so they could travel both day and night. Neither the pillar of cloud by day nor the pillar of fire by night left its place in front of the people. Why were the firstborn sons sanctified in Israel? Is the firstborn a recurring Bible theme? Does it memorialize Egypt's firstborn? Did firstborn sons have a leading family role? Did they receive a double inheritance to compensate for looking after a widowed mother and any unmarried sisters? Was Jesus Mary's firstborn son? Is Jesus the firstborn among many brothers? Did he die so that we could be free? You decide.